Hello, I guess you tuned into my YouTube channel, Technologist on the Go, and I'm Renee Esquivel. Let's just jump right into this topic to show how macOS Tahoe still supports the very vintage USB 3.5-inch floppy, but back in the day it was called a hard disk because the 5.25-inch discs were actually floppy. You could just flop them in your hand, and that was simply not possible with these 3.5-inch. As you can see, they don't flop. Okay, well, let's just jump right into it because it is supported. There's just some things you got to understand when using it. So here is my 3.5-inch floppy disk drive. There's nothing special about it. I got it on Amazon, and they still sell them. It doesn't read the name Novapult, although this might still be available, but they all come from China and they seem to slap on names that are auto-generated and change with every batch. Okay, and this is your, it's a 3.5-inch floppy that I got to go along with it. And clearly you can see the desktop. Now, I have the drive plugged into my, my Mac Mini M1. And if I go to About This Mac, and click on More Info, scroll down to the bottom, click on System Report, and then go to USB, you will see the drive there, the TAC Floppy Disk FT05 pub. And this is macOS Tahoe. Okay, so it still has it in there. Now, the drive is connected, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and insert the floppy disk drive. And let's see if it just pops up on the desktop. And it did. Okay. It's just that simple. But you see the drive there. If I do information on it, it's a 1.5 megabyte. It's a 1.44 megabyte. That's what the 3.5-inch discs were. And that's all it has on it. Now I have these two files, which both are about 12 kilobytes each. And so more than enough space on the floppy. And drag and drop one. And then I'll drag and drop the other one. And remember, these don't copy very fast. It was fast back in the day, but not now. Okay, now if I bring up my floppy drive, and it came pre-formatted FAT12. And I run preview, just a spacebar on it, we will see the contents of the file. So it's able to read information off of it. So it's working. It is working just fine in that respect. Unmounting it can be a little bit tricky. It should just be a matter of Command E to eject it. Oops. Select it and then Command E to eject it. And you can hear activity. But see, it doesn't remove it from the desktop. And it did finally clear out, I guess. So that is the caveat. You just got to be a little patient with it in order to make sure that it does unmount. It's not fast. Okay, so now formatting it. Like I said, these came pre-formatted, but if I had to reformat it, going into Disk Utility, and I want to remount the drive, and there's no way to do it simply remounting it. I've got to eject. I have to eject it, pressing the eject button, and then reinsert it. And wait for it to appear. Yep, there it comes. Okay, there it is. So now I'm going to reformat that On the Mac side, that is an erase in macOS speak. Let me give it, I'll call it just floppy. Format, I'm going to go with MS-DOS FAT. And I'll go with the master boot record MBR. This is what I'll use, and let's see if the formatting is successful. Hey, and you can see that it did create it as a FAT12. That's what you have to do on these. Oh, that is such it brings back memories. Okay, and now I can once again copy a file to it, which is a write activity. And you can see that file here, and if I can, I'll rename it to test. And then I'll copy it off just to show that that does work. And it copied it off successfully, and you can actually read it from the drive itself. So there you go, real easy, huh? Okay, so you saw that it did it. Probably the longest operation was in formatting it, but it still works. If you want to format it as FAT12, because that's what the majority of old-time computers used, because most of them were Windows machines. And granted, this is not something you want to do unless you were just into kicks and giggles. Mostly it'll be because you've come across an archive of them and you need to determine if there's anything valuable on them. Or you might know that there is and you need to retrieve it. So you'd get a drive, and you can do that easily on macOS Tahoe. Here's what kind of gets me though, is macOS Tahoe still supports a 3.0-inch floppy disk drive, but it can't support FireWire? Okay, well, there you have it anyway. Thank you much for watching. Okay, again, you can see that it definitely works to use. It is still viable in 2025.